Look, I believe that our country needs to lean into this multi-generational disruptive moment. Crypto is a big part of it. Blockchain is a big part of it. And making sure that we don't have the kind of intervention into our monetary system that we're seeing, right? Where fiscal spending is out of control. People are just printing money, which creates inflation. And then you've got the Fed trying to reverse that by increasing interest rates. So in Joe Biden's America, not only is it an America that's antagonistic to crypto, but it's an America where the poor get poorer because their purchasing power goes down and interest rates go up.
Just say the fund is ESG, then we can charge way more. Oh, hold on.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you a few questions about...
Let me guess, Bitcoin. It's an index of money laundering, and there's very little interest in it right now. And thank goodness for that, because we own the planet. I care about the planet.
Hello, I'm looking to add Bitcoin exposure to my portfolio.
Well, it's your lucky day, because we just launched our Bitcoin private trust.
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful, awesome day. Now, having a look at Bitcoin, we can see that we had a beautiful bounce from below 25,000 all the way up to over 27,000. Now, of course, we are still putting in a bit of a lower high. It is a little bit concerning. There are a few things I do want to discuss in the chart that I don't specifically love short term, but Bitcoin has done something that it has not done in 2 years. And we need to talk about this because a lot of people are not paying attention, not only to Bitcoin or altcoins or crypto, but just the space in general, because there are two major stories that came out and I'm not hearing anybody talk about them. And it's funny how right now everybody's in this, fear, the SEC and Bitcoin's going to zero and the recession. And in the meantime, what are you seeing? Fidelity, BlackRock, and two other things you may not have heard about. So I think this is a major shift. I have seen it before, and I don't want you to get left behind. So, you could say, oh, it's hopium, it's this, it's that. Look, I'm not saying we can't go lower, but you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video because history looks like it could be repeating itself. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, well, I don't know, you're missing out on some updates then. So as you guys can see right here, I will start with the TA. So basically right here, we do have this upward sloping trend that you could actually argue is still technically intact, right? But more importantly, what we did do, this is the futures, is we did come up and attempt to retest this blue zone right here. Now, currently it technically is acting as resistance, but the major point to point out is that Bitcoin dominance, as you can see right here, due to the fact of the uncertainty with the SEC and all these different cryptocurrencies, it is actually strengthening the Bitcoin sort of standard scenario story, whatever you want to call it, right? And Bitcoin has actually broken above 50% for the first time in 2 years for Bitcoin dominance. So that means literally half of the entire cryptocurrency market cap is Bitcoin. And, this is again why I say a lot of times on this channel, it's fun to speculate on the altcoins. It's fun to, gamble at the casino and if you want to have your little hodl position. But we know that Bitcoin is the one that leads everything. We know this is where all the institutions are going to come in. This is where all the interest is going to come in. And you could see it happening right here. You can see back here, we tried in June of 2022, but we only got up to about 48%. So this is strengthening the Bitcoin narrative. And again, I showed you we are being supported here. So as long as we don't move this level, and look at this, guys, we were talking about 25,300. Remember? Now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, arguably 5 candles interacting with this level. That is exactly what I wanted to see. I don't want to see us fall below this because then we do risk, I hate to say it, our first level to the downside is around 21,008, a little bit of support here around 19, but then you could end up going back down to the high 18,000s. But I don't want to doom and gloom it right now. That's what everybody's doing. Is it possible? Sure. I don't like the fact, that we're putting in these lower highs, but also, you could argue that this could be some form of a flag or a pennant forming. Maybe you guys see something different on the chart that I don't see. But what I am seeing is a continuation pattern to the upside. We still are putting in higher lows. So, Bitcoin would have to fall down pretty dramatically to break this structure. The next area I'm looking at is around 27,800 because that's the top of this parallel channel. But good news, there is good news. We are above the EMA ribbon. Right? So basically, what we're looking for is a close above this 27,580. And it's only the very beginning of the week, so I'm not going to get too hyped about this. But technically, at the time of making this video, we are above the 200 weekly. So there is a possibility that this could be a fake out. Because I mean, right now, if we have a look at what's going on with the S&P is hitting that resistance. So we have kind of seen that decoupling. So I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to follow the S&P, but just be careful that the S&P could have a potential pullback to around 43, even as low as around 42.5. So will Bitcoin get affected? Who knows, right? A lot of these markets tend to sort of trade the same. And the other thing that's bothering me as well is we did have a very, very nice breakout and retest of this downward sloping trend, which originally we were saying this was a giant falling wedge with a target all the way up. You guys remember, right? Around 40, I think it was like 48 to 54 or something like that. But for the most part, you know, you can see right here, and you know, these are weekly candles. So, I mean, look at this. Every time, boom, gets knocked down, gets knocked down, gets knocked down. But then it gets up again. Is it going to break through, though? That is the question. That is the question. I think there is a possibility. You know, we could come down here for a little bit, bore some more people out. I've seen it happen. And there's a lot of people in the comments that are like, yeah, but I've been here for over a year and a half, and it's still, yeah, that's what happens, guys. That's what happens. We've been doing this on this channel for 7 years. Anyone that's been following, you get these 2 years, year and a half of just boring downwards, sideways, and then you know what happens. And it happens faster than you think. And I'm telling you, once that FOMO starts to kick in, you're going to see a lot of people really angry that they stopped accumulating at these levels. Nobody asks me about crypto anymore. Nobody's calling me, right? But as soon as we break 30, 35, 40, you know what's going to happen. Oh my, I gotta start buying now, I gotta start, right? And then nobody ever wants to buy when it's low because that's when it's going to zero and you're gonna lose all your money. I've seen it time and time again. The one thing that does bother me on the daily, I don't like what I'm seeing here. The daily does look a little bit bearish. I hope I'm wrong, but based on current indicators, you know, we are coming down and then we have red money flow. And if we compare it to what we've seen in the past, generally coming off very big spikes like this, you know, for example, what we saw like right here, unfortunately, this right here is actually looking a lot like this right here. And you can even compare the similarities of these, right? Very, very similar. And we're seeing a lot of confluence right here. But keep in mind that at some point, you are going to get that nice trigger at some point. Now, of course, history could not repeat because, again, having a look at what we're seeing here, like I showed you on the weekly, well, that's looking incredibly bullish. So I don't know. It's kind of mixed signals right now. It's showing me that on the lower time frame, it could be a little bit crazy short term, but it's showing me that on the medium to larger time frame, we're setting up for a major rally. Whether or not people think the SEC is going to have enough power, I mean, first of all, the SEC really has nothing to do with Bitcoin specifically, right? So I don't see how that should affect Bitcoin. And you are seeing a lot of positive Bitcoin rhetoric, which I'll get to in a minute. And of course, we are still on this major uptrend. So that's it for the charts today. If you guys want to learn how to trade, there are lots of bonuses below. Take advantage of those. I don't know how much longer those are going to last. And again, you know, just follow the channel, get subscribed, and just, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's where we go over this for the most part every single day. Interestingly enough, like I was talking about sort of that boredom, right? Boring people out of the markets. Glassnode, volatility, volumes, and realized values are at a multi-year low, indicating that Bitcoin investor apathy is firmly in play. However, under the surface, hodlers continue their classic slow and steady accumulation, with the halving now less than 1 year away. But the thing to point out is they, right here, I'm not going to go into this too much, but they were showing, you know, you have these bull market durations, then these bear market durations. Bull market durations tend to last longer than bear markets, depending on where you start counting from. But unfortunately, if you actually have a look at this chart, this is saying, it's not like an unfortunate thing, but it's saying that we may not see a new Bitcoin all-time high for about 8 to 18 months. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. 8 to 18. Yeah, you know what? I mean, considering the halving, yeah, 18 months. I think we'll probably see a new Bitcoin all-time high by like May, June, July of next year. And when I say all-time high, I don't mean like 200 grand. I mean like, you know, we'll peak above the 69.70 level and then probably pull back down again, right? Something like that. I do think 2025 is going to be massive. We have huge targets, but talking about the news that no one seems to care about, that no one seems to, want to talk about, is the fact that we have EDX Markets. Listen to this: a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange backed by Citadel Securities, Fidelity Investments and Charles Schwab has just gone live as of today. Has anybody heard about this before today? Citadel Securities, Fidelity Investments, and Charles Schwab. Think about that, guys. They just launched this. So EDX differentiates itself from traditional crypto exchanges by not directly catering to retail investors. It focuses on institutional traders. Additionally, they use APIs rather than a traditional surface. So they said that this was the chief executive. He said that FTX's failure had heightened demand for crypto exchanges that do not possess the inherent conflict of interest associated with storing customer funds. So there is still an interest, even though we're hearing a lot of these institutions back away. Clearly, somebody's asking for access. According to the website, they will support spot trading for only 4 cryptos: Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum. But they're not registered with the SEC, which is interesting. So while they're trying to play it safe with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum, they still aren't registered. So could the SEC go after them? Possibly. Also, what else is happening? Deutsche Bank, another bank, but I thought crypto was bad. Well, Germany investment bank Deutsche Bank has applied to Germany's financial regulator to provide custody service for cryptocurrencies. According to a spokesperson, I can confirm that Deutsche Bank has applied to BaFin for a license for crypto custody. Their application to BaFin is seen as a part of a broader strategy to boost free revenue for its corporate bank unit. This move aligns with its subsidiary asset manager, DSW's efforts to expand income through offering related access to digital assets. So obviously this is a big thing. And a lot of people bashing the US. I agree. I'm not happy at all right now. I'm definitely not happy how the US is dealing with things, but we still have so many people pushing back, like Warren Davidson or Caitlin Long, or even the mayor of Miami, who is Bitcoin friendly. He is running for president. They wouldn't let me play the ad the other day because it had like copyrighted music in it or something. But I don't know if you saw this little snippet of this interview where he's talking about getting paid in Bitcoin. And well, I'll just let you watch it. But look what he just did with the Bitcoin white paper.
Well, I guarantee you that I'm the first candidate that actually gets paid in Bitcoin as a public official. And I guarantee you I'm the first candidate that's borrowed money against that Bitcoin account to buy an investment property. And I'm the first candidate that put Satoshi's white paper on our website and allowed our employees to get paid in Bitcoin through the app Strike, which is Jack Mahler's app. Look, I believe that our country needs to lean into this multi-generational disruptive moment. Crypto is a big part of it. Blockchain is a big part of it. And making sure that we don't have the kind of intervention into our monetary system that we're seeing, right, where fiscal spending is out of control. People are just printing money, which creates inflation. And then you've got the Fed trying to reverse that by increasing interest rates. So in Joe Biden's America, not only is it an America that's antagonistic to crypto, but it's an America where the poor get poorer because their purchasing power goes down and interest rates go up.
And here it is right now, the official Miami Gov website, Mayor Suarez. You come down here, tech news, and boom, the Bitcoin white paper right here, guys. You can click on it. You can read it if you want. It pulls up in a PDF form. This is officially on the city of Miami's website, the Bitcoin white paper. So there are those who realize the future and realize that we will be falling behind, right? Even over in the UK, Parliament has voted on a new stablecoin bill that can shape the future for cryptos, aiming to establish the UK as a potential hub. And down here, they had the head of investor relations of Alt-Tab Capital emphasizing the opportunity for the UK to establish its own regulatory framework independent of the European Union. By striking the right balance, the UK can avoid burdening the industry with excessive red tape and regulatory hurdles, creating an environment conducive to innovation and growth. Maybe the US can take some tips from the UK and the European Union. He also suggested that the UK could take inspiration from Switzerland, which has successfully implemented crypto regulation to support both the industry and the consumers. But, of course, the FUD never ends. Crypto.com accused of running proprietary trading and market-making teams. Now, I'm not really that smart when it comes to things like this, but maybe somebody, as far as I know, market making is a totally legal thing to do. Maybe it was just the way they were doing it. I don't know. But again, if you want to get your crypto off exchanges, you guys do know that I do recommend Engrave. There is a 10% off if you're interested down below. Take advantage of that, or enter Crypto Zombie, one word, when you check out. But something's really scary, guys. You know how you've heard people say you could just keep your seed phrase in your mind? Well, is it possible that AI could actually infiltrate your brain?
But of course, it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts, are starting to be decoded. Yeah.
I don't know, crazy stuff, but I do want to just end on the fact that apparently Andrew Tate has had 500,000 in Bitcoin seized by Romanian prosecutors. Now, this is speculation. There is no official statement that I'm aware of, but I do just have to play this clip that came out from, what is this? I don't even know what this is, something news, but yeah, this is just, listen to this.
The Romanian authorities, very interestingly also here, they detail this. The money that they say they wanted to seize included €52,500, $17,000, £10,000, but also over 21 million Bitcoin. For those of you who have followed the value of Bitcoin, that works out as nearly $400 million that they say they want to seize from the Tate brothers.
So apparently he owns more Bitcoin or he owns all the Bitcoin, I guess. That's obviously a calculation mistake. Is it 21,000 would add up to million? I don't know. Is it 500? Is it 21? Which one is it? It's probably 21 or 210, something like that. 21 million though. 21 million Bitcoin. Andrew Tate, guys. Who would have thought? Well, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful and beautiful day. I know it's been boring. It does suck, but that's why I'm here, to remind you guys that we've been through this before. This is not our first rodeo. It's not even our second rodeo, okay? We have seen this happen before, and we always know how this game ends. They're not going to ban it. They're not going to, you know what they're going to do. Just like John Deaton said in yesterday's video, every time you see this FUD, you got to ask yourself, who are you selling to and who's scooping it up in the background? Now, they'll play like the institutions aren't interested. They'll pretend like crypto's dead. It's just the same story again and again, right? So I can assure you crypto is not dead. It might be temporarily stifled in the US, but globally there's nothing closing Pandora's box. They're going to have to get with it or they're going to get left behind. You know the drill. I love you guys. You're awesome. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today is my nephew's first birthday. So I'm very excited. He is 1 year old today. So, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what you do at a 1-year-old birthday, but yeah, that's what we're doing. So congratulations to my nephew's 1-year birthday today. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much again. You rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. If you do want to learn how to trade, obviously, if you use the links below, you are helping to support the channel. But at the same time, I have tons of free resources for you. Don't trade on jurisdictions that, don't allow you, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill, but if you do want, check out these videos popping up right here, right now. Until next time, stay crypto. Have a beautiful day. And of course, peace out.